Hey fishers, what a magic day. This is absolutely incredible. It's not that warm, but that sun, it's just got something in it, you know. I fished on Tuesday, by the way, down the Hume Weir. Got a few fish, worked our backsides off 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours actually, and nearly froze our freckles off. My goodness, it was cold. Struggled a little bit. There was a few caught, but there wasn't many caught on Tuesday. A couple of fishermen I spoke to, but they all worked really hard, so it seems to have quieted down a little bit. But that might have been just the day. It's hard to say. But most of the fish, or any of the fish we caught, were all rode up, and same with the other fishers down there. They catch a redfin, they're full of eggs, so it might be just that spawning session at the moment. Might last a week or two, and then I'm pretty sure they'll come back on. Looking good for the spring, I can tell you. There was the odd big trout caught, and there's been a few caught through the week. Down around the dam wall area seems to be the most consistent area, so the Hume Weir is still looking pretty promising, especially if you get a day like this. Mind you, Tuesday wasn't really conducive to it, but still, that's part of life. Dartmouth Dam hasn't been too bad. Flatlining seems to be okay. They're getting a few trout out of there. Tassie's doing the job. We're getting a bit of a hot run on our canine Tassies. The blue and silver and the silver with the spots seem to be working really well at Dartmouth, and also in the Hume Weir for those big trout there. There's a few crays getting caught in the Murray down below the Hume, a little bit low the water and a bit hard to get around, but they're getting enough crays to get excited. Got a couple of reports from Mulwala, it's not firing. I don't think anything's really firing at the moment, but there's a few fish getting caught. But that's this time of year. It's pretty typical of this time of year. You've got to work a bit harder for them. Murrumbidgee River, we're standing right by it, as you can see. I should say obviously, but this is the Murrumbidgee River. It's quite high, a fair bit of colour in it. Actually, you'd be able to spin it if you wanted to, but bait fishermen should do all right. Certainly good enough to put crazy in. You'll get your boat in at most boat ramps, especially if it hasn't been raining for a few days and things dry out a little bit. You'll have no problem at all. So yeah, go and give the crays a bit of a shot. You'll probably need to run heavy duty pots, a bit of weight in your cray pots so they won't get washed away. And there's plenty of backwaters at the moment, so you'll have no issues getting a few there. Blowering, well, all the streams are closed, by the way. It's closed season for the trout streams because of spawning time. But Blowering Dam, all the dams are open for trout or cod or yellows or whatever you want to catch. The odd redfin coming out of Blowering, but the cod that are getting caught up there are being caught mainly with off the bank with chicken, believe it or not. Well, of course you believe it because it's been like it for ages now. And they're getting a few on big yabbies as well, so it's certainly worth the effort. I can assure you it's worth being there, especially on a day like this, but don't expect big numbers of fish. Trolling with big 2-ounce spinnerbaits, with the willow leaf blades, the trolling spinnerbaits, covering the options really, really well. So things look quite okay there. Tolbingo, the odd trout coming out of it, that sort of thing. Haven't had a report from Tantangra. Look, it's rising very quickly, and I'd expect it to be fishing really well off the bank with bait would be fantastic. But again, I haven't had a report, so I'm only assuming that. Eucabean, Jindabyne, both fishing okay. Bait fishing or trolling, it's okay if you can put up with the cold, if you can handle it. Wangler, it's quieting right down. Not a lot of activity there at all the last week or so. They're getting a few cod out of it, but they're working really hard for them, like they are anywhere else, and the same goes with Burrinjuck. Nothing is firing, but there's always a few fish to be caught if you want to put in the time. But it's a good time of year to do a bit of maintenance on your boat and get your gear all sorted for the next couple of months, because this is going to be an incredible spring coming up with all the water we've got around. Absolutely phenomenal at the moment. Compleat Angler's Fishing Report for this week. Catch you next week.